What the? Mom! Get the camera! Yo, yo, yo. Guardian Druid finally got some attention. Thank God. What's up, guys? My name's Shaw, and today we're going to quickly go over the Guardian Druid changes that happened in their most recent build, build 35938. This was posted 4.5 hours ago, and there were some pretty good changes for Guardian Druid, and I'm super stoked about it. I was a little hyped because I missed red Lunar Beam. I thought they were actually adding it baseline, but they weren't. They just removed it as a spell. But I'm going to quickly go over what they did to Guardian Druid that I'm pretty excited about, which still don't have magic mitigation, so nothing matters. First things first, they added Infected Wounds. Feral Druid has had access to this ability essentially while your bleeds as Feral Druid. I think it's attached to Rake, but when you Rake a target, they're slowed for 12 seconds by 50%, so it's like a perma-slow for the most part. This is only going to be applied in Guardian Druid by our Mangle and our Maul. Kind of gives us a reason to cast Maul, but for the most part we probably won't. We'll just probably apply these wounds via Mangle. This is going to make Incarnation a little bit stronger, not so much defensively, but the fact that you're going to be able to apply slows faster to more targets because of the cleave aspect that Incarnation gives, or Berserk. This will be a fairly good ability to have. It'll help people kite certain mobs. It'll allow you to kite after if you ever need to, because there's a permanent slow. So no more need for frost mages. All right, so they did change our talent tree as well. They got rid of Lunar Beam, so that last talent row where you'd pretty much always choose Ren and Tear no matter what. They got rid of Lunar Beam, which was the talent right next to it, and they added Tooth and Claw. So essentially what this is doing is this is a new ability. Auto attacks have a 20% chance to empower your next Maul, stacking up to 2 times. An empowered Maul does 40% increased damage and reduces the target's damage to you by 15% for 6 seconds. I'm assuming the 2 times means this would be increased to 80% if you had 2 stacks, and this would be a 30% damage reduction. That's what I'm assuming. The tooltip doesn't really explain that at all, but that's normally what stacking up to 2 times means. And then again, this replaced Lunar Beam. And then lastly, they buffed a legendary effect. This legendary effect was kind of based off of our artifact weapon in Legion. Essentially, in bear form... Why does this keep happening? Wait. In bear form, Thrash has a 15% chance to trigger an additional Thrash. They added to this, and then the damage you... Basically, the damage you do with Thrash causes an Absorb Shield for 100% of all the damage that your Thrash deals. This is insane. This is so good. I don't even know where to begin, because it's like pseudo magic mitigation. So this is similar to Paladin's First Adventure, where every time you use kind of like your bigger like damaging ability, you're going to gain an Absorb Shield, which is pretty strong. This is going to make Incarnation so powerful. I can see this easily being a good swing legendary. And I think there was a legendary before that was like increasing the range of Thrash and like increasing the damage it was doing and like the stacks that it applied of Ren and Tear, which is really good because you'd have additional damage reduction. But with this legendary, the damage reduction doesn't really matter because the damage that you're doing with the Absorb Shield is insane. And on top of that, like your Incarnation windows, you're going to be even sturdier than you normally were. So this is going to be insanely strong. Now, I'm not sure if the damage absorb is going to stack similar to how the Paladin's First Avenger stacks. If you like use Divine Toll, for example, and your 5 shields go out, it gives you like a really fat absorb compared to normally what it would give you. So I'm imagining that if you're in Berserk or if you're in Incarnation, this legendary is going to be so powerful, and I'm super excited for this effect. So it's Ursoc's Fury Remembered, which is awesome. So what does this mean? A few things. So I already went over it. We now have basically a permanent slow, which is awesome. Here, I'm going to jump over to beta and actually show you guys what's going on and walk you through this. So Infected Wounds is now baseline. Here it is. So 50% slow, 50% movement like reduction to everything that you're hitting with Mangle and Maul. Gives you a slight reason to use Maul, mainly Mangles. You're going to want to focus a little bit more on tab targeting now, I guess, to apply your Infected Wounds. It's such like a small min-maxy thing. But when you're, if you're attacking 5 mobs, you're going to want to make sure you're applying Infected Wounds to the mobs that you're going to want to kite away from. So making sure you keep this in mind is going to be really good. Outside of that, it doesn't really do much, but still it's just a nice little addition to the toolkit that Guardian Druids now bring. Cool. So what else changed? We got this talent, right? So Tooth and Claw. So I'm gonna be honest. I don't think we'll swap this. I don't think this is a talent that we're gonna take. That might change. I have no idea. This is a very cool ability. I think in single target situations and maybe some single target based dungeons, like dungeons that are similar to how King's Rest is, right? Like where you're kind of forced to pull smaller packs. This could be decent. I just think the passive damage reduction you get with Rend and Tear is too strong to pass up. Like a flat 6% damage reduction plus a 6% damage increase to the targets you're attacking, based off of your Thrash bleed stacks, is going to be much better than having like a super small window. It's essentially like this is like an old version of Pulverize. I mean, that's what it feels like. So like your Maul is going to do a lot of damage, of course, which is going to be good, but it only reduces the target's damage to you that like you hit with Maul. So it's not like a 15% DR for 6 seconds. It's just against that one target. So this could be good in Raid. I think this might be a good choice in Raid. I'm not really sure though. Like I'm not sure how. I haven't been able to Raid test. So depending on like what tank buster abilities are coming out in Raid, I'm not sure if you're going to want to take Pulverize or Tooth and Claw. But I think Tooth and Claw is going to be a choice for any tank who's going for like big damage parses in Raid. Remember, I am saying the word Raid here. So for people who are like, oh, you're memeing, you'll never take that. I'm like, well, yeah, you probably won't Mythic Plus. But in Raid, Tooth and Claw might be decent. What's cool about Tooth and Claw is there's a potency conduit that you can also take that every time you cast Mangle, the damage of your next Maul is increased by 10% stacking. This 10% value is going to go higher and higher when you get more Anima. So your Maul could be ridiculously hard hitting, and I'm super excited to see what people can get up to. Imagine like you get a triple Mangle off, and then you have a double stack for your auto attack procs on Tooth and Claw, and like you're doing an 80% increased Maul on top of whatever else, and then like if you're a Venthyr, which I'm probably gonna go, I don't know yet, but like if you're a Venthyr Druid during your Ravenous Frenzy with Thrill Seeker, like the opportunity to have like the fattest crit Maul is going to be super exciting, and I'm really excited to see how high people can hit with a Maul. So this is going to be kind of a meme for Mythic Plus, but I think more or less in like the raiding encounter, I think Tooth and Claw is a really good addition to the toolkit, and I'm pretty excited that they finally got rid of Lunar Beam, because Lunar Beam, you just never took it. I wish they made a baseline, because I think it'd be just a fun ability to have, but as a talent choice, it was piss poor. And then lastly, we talked about, where is it? Ursox Fury Remembered. This is a legendary that can go on, let me just check. You could check it now here. It can go on your legs and your cloak. So these are legendaries that you're probably going to look out for. If you are making this legendary, I recommend putting it on pants, because there's higher stat values from pants than there is from the cloak. But, and legendaries have a higher item level, of course. So that's why you'd want to do that. But the Thrash is going to, the Thrash Absorb is it's gonna actually give Guardian Druid a way to mitigate magic damage. I mean, it's not always gonna mitigate magic damage, obviously. It's any incoming damage that the Absorb Shield is up for. But in a pack that is all casting on you and you're hitting them with Thrash, you're gonna have an damage absorbed for this, and it's gonna make it feel a lot better. Now, I have not tested this yet. I just got home. I just read the Wowhead article, and I have yet to theory crafting I'm doing right now, but I've yet to test any of this, so I'm excited to test it and get back to you. Blizzard, good changes so far. Again, I would like to see a little magic mitigation, but getting rid of Lunar Beam and bringing in a different talent choice that actually some people might be incentivized to choose is a thumbs up in my book. So everything's looking great. I do have Guardian Druid content coming. I'm going to be talking about Conduit, Soulbinds, all that fun stuff, and then obviously my choice, probably come Shadowlands, unless we see some nerfs or changes. But it looks like I didn't expect this kind of stuff to happen. I did for Guardian Druid and Warrior, but Warrior hasn't seen anything yet. But we're getting to that point where we are starting to kind of see what tanks are doing. So Guardian Druid is looking fucking awesome. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this content was helpful. I know a few of you asked me to cover this stuff, so I was excited that I was finally able to sit down tonight and get this out and chat about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit that sub button and that like button. I appreciate it, and it shows me what kind of content you guys like to see. And I hope you have a great rest of your night, and I will catch you all in the next one. Take care.